Denzel Washington has confirmed he will be joining the MCU, and at the same time accidentally confirmed Black Panther 3 before Marvel did. Do we have another spoiler king to crown? One rumor suggests that Washington will be crowned, but not because he announced a movie before the studio did. There have been whispers that Washington will be playing T'Challa, a potential casting decision that many are calling a huge mistake. People have been waiting for Denzel Washington to join the MCU. Many share the sentiment that if the MCU existed in the 90s, Denzel would have been T'Challa for sure. But it is at the 90s, and yet Washington might still be T'Challa if these internet rumors are correct. This has caused a lot of conflict. After the tragic death of Chadwick Boseman, some Marvel fans called on the studio to recast the role and keep the character in action. Others firmly believed that Boseman couldn't be replaced and the mantle should be passed to Shuri. Today, we know which route Marvel took because Black Panther 2 is out. T'Challa isn't around anymore. And that is why casting Denzel Washington as T'Challa could be a problem. As much as I would love to see Washington's take on the character, T'Challa is gone. They would either have to resurrect the hero, which would come with its own set of problems, or retcon the second movie, which would be a nightmare, or make the movie a multiverse movie with Washington as a T'Challa variant. And we all know how Marvel fans have been feeling about the multiverse action that's been happening recently. It was really fun for a while, but it's less fun now. People are starting to grow tired of it. They're experiencing like multiverse fatigue. Plus, the other Black Panther movies were grounded in the workings of Wakanda. Throwing another universe in there, it just might not fit. Now, listen, this is not to say that I am doubting the talents of the Black Panther creative team. They know what they are doing when it comes to writing these stories. Ryan Coogler has produced truly some incredible work. If the Washington T'Challa casting rumor proves true, there is no one that I trust more with writing that story than him. But in the event that the rumor isn't true and Denzel Washington isn't going to be T'Challa, then I truly think that Marvel's biggest mistake they could make in regards to his casting would be making the role a bit or a small part. This is Denzel Washington we are talking about. If he is not on that screen in a big way, I do not want it. Washington has been asked in the past if he would want to join the MCU, and he said if the role was meaty enough. So the fact that he is in fact joining the hero ranks implies that he is going to have lots to work with and it's going to be great. There is actually a lot more to Denzel Washington's MCU history than you might think. Sure, this might be his first time appearing in the Marvel canon, but in the words of the late Chadwick Boseman, there is no Black Panther without Denzel Washington. Before Chadwick Boseman was a big name, he was part of a group of aspiring actors accepted to the British Academy of Dramatic Acting in Oxford that was struggling to pay their tuition. Denzel Washington privately helped pay the tuition of all 9 students, including Chadwick Boseman's. Thanks to his generous donation, we got to experience Boseman's T'Challa. This story was shared by the late actor at the 47th American Film Institute Awards. Denzel Washington was receiving the Life Achievement Award that year, and yes, Chadwick's speech did seem to make Washington misty-eyed. The speech isn't the only time Boseman has talked about the MCU and Washington. The actor was doing press for 21 Bridges when he was asked about the potential of working Washington into the Black Panther franchise. The late actor had said, if he wants to do it, I'm sure there's a place for him. There is certainly a place for him now, and it's only fitting that the actor makes his MCU debut in Black Panther 3 after all of this history. I do think Washington's casting announcement is just chaotically hilarious. Not only was a legendary actor confirmed to be joining the MCU, I mean just that alone would make headlines, but the third installment in one of Marvel's best trilogies was also confirmed in the same sentence. To make it clear, Marvel has not officially announced Black Panther 3 yet. Sure, everyone was kind of in agreement that it was going to happen, and Shuri's actress even said that she believed they had started working on it, but Marvel hadn't officially announced anything regarding the movie yet. It appears iconic actor Denzel Washington is completely unbothered by that fact. Washington is out on the Gladiator 2 press tour right now and sat down with Australia's Today Show on November 12th, and this is where he casually let it slip that Black Panther 3 was happening. He had been outlining the last projects he would do before retiring, and Black Panther 3 will be one of those. And it's set next to films and theater projects like Othello and King Lear. And that is some kind of pressure. Like, already the Black Panther creative team has the world on their shoulders with these movies. The first 2 films were so great, with the original considered one of Marvel's best films overall. That legacy, plus the knowledge that this is going to be one of the last times a great actor will be seen on screen, I am nervous for them. We don't know for sure who Washington will be playing just yet, considering this news is so fresh. All we know about his MCU journey now is that Ryan Coogler is for sure writing a part for him in the movie. So this could go a couple of different ways. Maybe Ryan is a character from the comics he's drawing inspiration from, or just judging from the way Washington phrased the sentence, maybe he's creating a whole new character tailored to the veteran actor. And I couldn't think of a better send-off than that. He went from not yet being offered a role in the MCU to having one specially written for him. The actor shared that especially as he comes to the end of his acting journey, he's only concerned with working with the best. You can't really blame him for that. During the Australian Today Show interview, Washington said, "For me, it's about the filmmakers, especially at this point in my career. I don't know how many more films I'm going to make. It's probably not that many. I want to do things I haven't done." And thank goodness he is making some time for the MCU. Denzel Washington was actually confirmed to be joining the MCU a few weeks ago, but in a very different role from anything previously mentioned. A rumor had spread that Washington was set to star in the third Doctor Strange installment as the main villain. Apparently, he was going to be Dormammu. You might recall that Dormammu was in the first Doctor Strange movie, and they were more like a floating magical head than a man. The plan, according to the rumor, was that Marvel was going to flesh out the character a bit more in the third installment, and they were going to use Denzel Washington's talents to do that. Sometimes I do wonder how rumors like these start, because this was just so wrong. It was very fun, but wrong. Regardless, Twitter is having a field day with the actual casting announcement. I would say like 99% of the responses to the news of Washington's casting are overwhelmingly positive. People are very, very excited. Theories about who he could possibly be playing are popping up all over the place. One character that I kept seeing is Bashenga. Bashenga was the first king of Wakanda. Not only that, he created the city. He was born into the Panther tribe. He knew that the vibranium meteor that had crashed into Earth was going to erupt all the energy it had picked up on its way to Earth. To combat the catastrophe, the man forged Skybreaker and the Spear of Bashenga, two vibranium weapons to absorb that impact. When they had completed their job, he threw them far away, and where they landed is where Wakanda was built. He became the first king of Wakanda and the second Black Panther in the comics. Sometimes referred to as the first because he was, but then when Avengers of 1 million BC dropped, that was retconned. Either way, he is very impressive. He does exist in the MCU, and he was confirmed to be the first Black Panther there. The origin of Wakanda was explained in Black Panther, and in that they talked about Bashenga. This was like the sand sequence, so though Bashenga exists, there's no official actor for him, leaving the door open for Denzel Washington, should they want to do that. I have no idea how they would work the first Black Panther into the movie, so it's a good thing I am not writing it. The other possibility is that Washington is in talks to be the movie's main villain, and that would be a gift. He hasn't played that many villainous roles, and the actor did say that he wanted to do things he had never done before. One villain that I had seen suggested a couple times was Tatu, a powerful magical user, mainly manipulating natural elements like wood. He used his talents to gather together a group of rebels and attempted to overthrow the throne. The sad part about this whole thing, though, is that we have to wait to see it. But what do you think? Let us know. Bye!